My name is Shannon Windle. I am the president of Hidden Valley Wild Horse Protection Fund, a local nonprofit Reno, Nevada organization, corporation. It's a 501c registered with the IRS, all volunteer. I am also the owner of Foothill Feed and Mercantile on Lower Geiger Grade in Reno, Nevada. I got involved with Hidden Valley Wild Horse Protection Fund about 5 years ago when some horses I observed in the community where I live, DeMonte Ranch, were grazing on the side of the road every evening when I came home. After a couple of weeks, they weren't there anymore. And I saw that evening on the news a story about how one of the horses had gotten killed and the other 3 were removed. And there was a lady, Carol Abel, they interviewed, and she said if anybody wanted to help or volunteer to give her a call, which I did. And I got the lowdown on what was going on and the sad circumstances behind our beautiful Virginia range wild horses. They populate over 400,000 acres and come down into our communities in eastern Reno because there was no fencing to block them out. The tragedy is that they would wander into the streets and feed on all the lush green grass that was in abundance along the side of the roads. And at night, early in the morning, is when most of the horses would be hit and killed. The year before I got involved with the horses, there were 18 horses that were hit and ultimately killed in DeMonte Ranch alone. We started out as a small group of volunteers in the spring of 2010 to determine where we could place a fence that would prohibit access of the horses into our community. We worked with private property owners and developers and were able to quickly assess, install, and have completed about 2 miles of fencing that effectively fenced out the wild horses in the DeMonte Ranch area. That next 2 winters, we saw that number go from 18 horses killed down to 3. For the last 2 winters, the number has dropped to 0. It just lifts my heart to know that we as volunteers have been able to make a difference in our community for public safety as well as the safety and protection of these beautiful wild horses. In March of 2015, American Wild Horse Preservation Campaign, a national wild horse advocacy group, and 6 local nonprofit wild horse advocacy groups, including Hidden Valley Wild Horse Protection Fund, signed a cooperative agreement with the Governor's Office and the Nevada Department of Agriculture to humanely manage the wild horses of the Virginia Range. This was a landmark move, a landmark agreement, the largest of its kind, and very exciting news and opportunities are arising as a result of that public-private partnership. Opportunities for people to help with fundraising, event purchasing through Amazon.com, and we're looking for people who have creative ideas and want to become involved.
Volunteering is just having a desire to be helpful. That's all it is. But I do what I can when I can. Whether it be wiring a trailer, whether it be helping load some hay or feed a horse, just whatever needs to be done that I have the ability to do or the knowledge to do, that's what I do. I'm just a truck driver. But the things that I know how to do, I do. And I enjoy it. And it's all for the benefit of the wild horse. Been here a heck of a lot longer than me.
We also have a huge project called our Fence Out the Wild Horses project. We are going to continue moving south from the DeMonte Ranch area down through Steamboat, Toll Road area, Pleasant Valley, through Washoe Valley to Carson City to ensure that the horses are safe up on the range where they can be wild and free the way that it should be for them.
afternoon. My name is Nelson Sear. I'm with Senior Discovery TV, City of Reno. We're here at the Wainema Ranch, Hidden Valley Wild Horse Rescue Sanctuary. We're going to be hearing and seeing Shannon Wendell a little later and a couple of her volunteers, who will show you some of the activities that are involved in working and helping take care of these 100+ horses on this ranch. There are many opportunities for seniors to get involved. You can get involved as much or as little as you want to. And for retired law enforcement or people who are familiar with firearms, there are birth control activities associated with dart guns and photographing and documenting that process. So Shannon and some of her volunteers will show you the work and the joy of helping care for these wild, beautiful horses.
I'm Tracy Wilson, and I have just recently started helping out here with the Hidden Valley Wild Horse Protection Fund, coming out on the weekends with Shannon and Margie to scoop the paddocks so that they have clean footing underneath them, especially in the winter here when we got storms coming in. It makes it kind of wet and muddy, so we get that out so it can dry out in here. I've been coming out every weekend on Sundays. Well, it's pretty easy work. Most of these horses in here are now really used to us coming in here and doing this. It's not terribly difficult, and we just have the wheelbarrow and we pull everything out. We have piles that we can dump it into just to give them their clean space.
But this is what we are calling the Hidden Valley Way, allowing the horses at liberty to come up and get used to people. They are very, very curious, have keen sense of smell, and are very interested in smelling, getting our scents, and trying to understand what we're all about. This is very healthy for Elon right now. We're here at Wainema Ranch Wild Horse Sanctuary with the Hidden Valley Wild Horse Protection Fund rescued herd of 102 horses. I'd like to introduce Margie Rick, who is one of our wonderful volunteers who comes up here several times a week to care for the horses, watch out for them, feed some of the horses that we have noted need special care. Margie, tell us about these two horses here.
Okay, well, this is Elon, and over there to his left is his mom, Josephine. They've been in for about a month or so. He needed to come in to put on a little weight before winter time. He was competing with his sister for mom's milk, and he'd lost a little weight and hadn't grown. And so he and his mom are now ready to be released and go back with their herd so they can spend the winter together. And eventually we'd like to get a really good home for Elon. He's a wonderful little boy, very nice old personality.
At this time we're going to release Josephine Baker, the mom, and little Elon to head back out with the rest of the herd. Little Elon will continue learning lessons from the herd, how to be a horse and manners, and that's what makes these Virginia Range wild horses so very special. There's little Elon greeting one of his herd members, one of his cousins. There he goes. The herd dynamics right now, greeting little Elon and his mom Josephine Baker back into the herd. Everybody's curious about where he's been, wanting to get a little smell of him, and he is stretching and having a little kick and feeling very healthy and spry. It's very exciting to see that. He's very sweet. His mom, Josephine Baker, is one of the more dominant mares and makes no qualms about putting the other horses in their place now that she's back with the rest of the herd. hi. Come here and say hi. Say hi to all the people in Reno-Sparks area again. This is Elon. Little Elon has been feeling his oats and stretching and running and feeling wonderful back in the herd. He took off and ran, came right back to his mama. He was a little reticent about being too far from her. Here he goes again. His mama's always looking out for him. This is his mama, Josephine Baker, there to protect him. His papa, Cheyenne, with the socks. Always looking out for each other. This is a family unit. All the members come to greet, express how they feel, and he's not getting too far from his mama. While our horses are no longer wild on the range, they still exhibit the same behavior. They have a familial hierarchy. You have the alphas working into the second and third in command all the way down. And each horse knows its place in the herd. Now that we've made space in our corrals by releasing little Elon here, we have room for a couple more horses, to bring a few more horses in to be gentled and desensitized. And we'll be doing that over the next month and a half. We'll be rotating horses in and out so that they experience life in a corral, life around people, the comings and goings, cleaning, touching, brushing, getting a halter on, and then being released back out with the rest of the herd. These horses are highly intelligent. There goes Elon, the little bucking bronco. He's feeling good. Hidden Valley Wild Horse Protection Fund has many volunteer opportunities for the people in the Reno-Sparks area. We're very excited to invite everyone to participate in working with our wild horses. Check on the link to our volunteer website. Sign up. Tell us how you would like to participate, how you would like to help.